Alright, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2,000 points, it is 8th edition, and two powerful armies will collide here on this Martian landscape. It's not the SCOURING, it will be the mighty Ultramarines versus the dreaded Necrons. They'll be fighting out across this terrain. There's rough ground, no man's land across here, and then as we move across the table you'll see a very strong Imperial outpost here. Multiple anti-aircraft guns, Icarus las cannons, huge gun tower here as well, and then a sky shield landing pad. But it'll be across this terrain that the Necrons will do battle with the Ultramarines. Alright, so welcome to this 8th edition game of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2,000 points. Necrons here. This is the second time this list has been used, and it has done pretty well. So a battalion-sized detachment. So we get 3 command points, just marked out here. 2 HQs you have to take. So Tamim Ra leads the force. He is the warlord, Necron overlord, giving him a war scythe, and phylactery as well. Then the second HQ is a Cryptek. Just there, very helpful unit now for the army. Then 3 troops have to be taken, so one unit of 10 Necron Immortals, unit of 10 Necron Warriors, another unit of 11 Necron Warriors, just using up the spare points. The unit of 11's here, the unit of 10 inside this Ghost Ark dedicated transport. Then heavy support, 2 Necron Monoliths, good to see them back, it's a classic Necron unit, and so be using 2 of them in this game. The Doom Scythe with the Death Ray here, a Necron Flyer, and then a unit of 5 Necron Wraiths. It's quite a small army, but one that's very, very durable indeed. Are they powerful enough to defeat the Ultramarines in this game? We'll have to see. But James is going to use Ultramarines. We'll go over and see what he's got. But before we do, unit to point out here for the Necrons. Just watch out for the monoliths. They're able to come down turn 1 and cause trouble straight away. They may well be a real bane for the Ultramarines in this game. So keep a lookout for them in this battle. We'll go over and see what James has got next. Right, so James's 2,000 points of Ultramarines here. We'll let him go through his list.
Right, this is my 2,000 points. This is a battalion detachment. This was the army that I used last time against the Eldar. And my warlord, once again, is the chaplain, equipped with the Corrosius Arconium and Stormbolter. I have 3 stratagem command points for the detachment. I have a Tech Marine. He is actually equipped with a power axe. I haven't got the other Tech Marine painted yet, but he is on the way. And I have 5 Terminators. Each are equipped with Thunderhammer and Storm Shield. And the transport for that is my flyer option, which is the Storm Raven, armed with the twin multi-melters and the twin assault cannons, and the rockets, of course, as well. And then for my fast attack choice, I have the Sergeant equipped with twin lightning claws, and one of the Marines equipped with a flamer. The other Marines equipped with a plasma pistol. The rest are equipped with chainswords and bolt pistols. And then for my troops choice, I have Tactical Squad number 4. The Sergeant is equipped with a combi flamer, and then the other Marine is equipped with a plasma cannon. The other Marine is equipped with a plasma gun. The rest are equipped with bolt guns. So that's a combat squad here, and there's a combat squad there. And a dedicated transport is a Rhino, equipped with a Storm Bolter. And then Tactical Squad number 5, I have a Sergeant which is equipped with a plasma pistol and a power sword. And one of the other Marines equipped with a las cannon, and the other Marine is equipped with a flamer. Again, another combat squad there, and dedicated transport, the Rhino with the Storm Bolter. And then we have, for Tactical Squad number 6, Sergeant's equipped with a chainsword and a grav pistol. And I have a heavy bolter for my heavy weapons choice for the squad, and then we've got a melter gun as well, and the dedicated transport's the Rhino, equipped with a Storm Bolter. And these are independent Predator Annihilators, each equipped with 4 las cannons. So that's 2 of my heavy support choices, and then for my third heavy support, it did pretty well in the last game, which is the Whirlwind, and that is equipped with Vengeance rounds. And as the Ultramarines say, courage and honour, we march for Macragge!
Oh dear. So units to look out for?
Units to look out for. Well, in the last game, the Predator Annihilators, they are very powerful.
Okay.
And I really want to see the Storm Raven in action as well. I hope that does well as well.
All right, so there you have it. James says keep a lookout for the Predators. They are a unit to be feared for sure. Necron monoliths may not last too long against that kind of firepower. They seem to be the unit to look out for now for Space Marines. Predator Annihilators pretty effective with their 4 las cannon shots. So that's the Ultramarines list. It does look very impressive, nice and solid. I think James has balanced it out a bit more now. He's got some nice heavy firepower. He's got a flyer to use as well, which is great news. So his Terminators can be delivered in style as well. Necrons, they may do well, or they may be taught a harsh lesson here by this Ultramarines force. We'll have to see. We'll go on to scenario and deployment next. Okay, so the scenario is scenario number 3. We're gradually going to work our way through all of these here at the start of our 8th edition campaign. So it is the Scouring. There are 6 objectives on the board, marked by these markers here. One just on the hill, one down here next to the flak nest, one over there behind the barricades, one just here next to this flak gun, and then one here right on top of the landing pad. So they are worth, one of them is a primary objective, is worth 4 points. We don't know yet until the units have been deployed which one it will be. One of them will be an superior objective. Then one of them will be an inferior objective worth 1 point, and the rest will be worth 2 points each. Then for deployment, the Necrons place their objective marker last, so we have chosen this deployment zone here. It's called Frontline Assault. There's the centre of the table. You measure 9 inches back, and then diagonal dice run along here 6 inches in. So it's like kind of a shallow arrow here, so that you've got more of an incursion into the centre of the table, and it sort of tapers off in this direction. So Necrons will be at this end of the board, heading in this direction. It makes sense that they're breaking into this Imperial defensive area. And then James's Ultramarines dice marked out here. That's the tip of his deployment there. And then you can see the dice spreading off in that direction. So Necrons will try to go for sort of a wide front here because the objectives are spread all across the board, and so Necrons will want to try and react to where the more high value objectives are, and have a chance to try and reach the Ultramarines, because the Necrons do have a number of infantry units that have to move on foot, so they will be a bit slower. So we're trying to give ourselves the best chance possible by having this deployment zone. So that is this scenario. We'll go on to deployment next. We'll start alternating placing units onto the board. Okay, then just to mention the mat that we're using in this game. It's called Towers of Mars. It's from gamemat.eu. They produce battle mats perfect for games of Warhammer 40,000. This is 6x4, and then it's this nice mouse mat material, like a rubber material, and then they've got another material on top where the design's been printed on, and then you simply roll the mat out, lays out nice and flat, then you put your train on top, a few rocks and battlefield accessories, and you've got a nice surface there for games of Warhammer 40,000. And then it is figure friendly. If any of your figures fall over, it's nice and soft, and then for dice it's nice and quiet as well, so it's an excellent surface to use, an easy fix for doing the base of your terrain just there. They come in all different styles. This one, very nice theme to it indeed, and really matches this game well. But you can check them out. It's gamemat.eu. They produce the battle mats and lots of terrain as well now available from them. Okay, so deployment done here. Necrons completed theirs first. They will get to go first unless James can seize the initiative. So clustering together here, Tamim Ra and the Cryptek are here, staying nicely within range of their 2 units. Necron Warriors here, and then Necron Immortals just there. Ghost Ark to their right, filled up with Necron Warriors. Across here, the Wraiths have deployed on this left-hand flank, getting ready to sweep up in that direction. And just to cover reserves for the Necrons, a Doomsay's flying on, and the 2 monoliths are in high orbit, ready to plunge down on turn 1 probably. So that's the Necrons covered. And around here, there's going to be a showdown here with the 2 Predator Annihilators sitting right here, getting ready to bring down some firepower upon the Necrons straight away. Then James's Tech Marine just here. He's not operating this gun. We're saying all of the guns are jammed up with sand. They can't be used by either side. But he's on standby, ready to repair either of these 2 if they get damaged. Which may well be handy for James, actually. Yeah, because that character's pretty safe as long as he stays away and doesn't become the closest model to the enemy. Combat squad deploying here, the las cannons set up in place, and then Rhino here with the other 5-man team, and then the Whirlwind just there. And then across here on the left-hand side, 2 tactical squads inside their Rhinos, James splitting them down into their combat squads. Yeah, okay, so all his tactical squads. And the assault squad is a combat squad based as well. So that's deployment done. Ultramarines setting up on a wide front here, just arraying themselves here against the Necrons. You can expect the Necrons to make a central advance up the table. We have randomized the objectives, so the inferior objective is there. It's not worth that much. Only 1 point. The rest are worth 2. This one here is worth 4 victory points. So to the Necron's right-hand side is where the value is in the objectives there. Objective number 4. James could come and attack it. He's got 2 full tactical squads inside their Rhinos just there. The Necrons may well shift right with their infantry. We'll see what Tamim Ra decides to do. But first, we'll let James roll if he wants to seize initiative. Imagine he does.
I certainly want.
Okay, so
It is in the will of the Emperor that we seize.
4. No. All right, so we will go on to the first turn. Necrons will go first. Okay, so movement for the Necrons on turn 1. Ghost Ark advancing here, so going 14 inches in total. 8 inches here with the Necron Warriors, they advanced 10 inches and 8 inches with Tamara and the Cryptek, and then the Immortals shifting along 8 inches as well. So all advancing here with these Necron units, just shifting right. The value of the objectives is here, and then also these two are worth 2 each, so maybe a kind of defensive position around here. That'll bring the Necrons victory, and then now the monoliths descending out of orbit, coming down here. The two monoliths have landed 12 inches away from the closest enemy models and getting ready to cause trouble for the Ultramarines on this side of the table. Wraiths, an extra 3 inches, did an advanced move with them. They've gone 15 inches, hurtling up in this direction, and then the Doomsides turned up as well, heading on about 24 inches on from this edge, ready to lend some fire support as well. So fast element here with the Necrons, not necessarily by speed, but by ambush here with the monoliths coming down, and then the Wraiths moving up nice and quick, and the Doomsides. So multiple threats and targets for the Ultramarines to deal with, and hopefully that means they'll leave the infantry alone here as they manoeuvre into position. But we'll go on to shooting phase next. There's no psychers for either side, so we'll go straight into shooting next for the Necrons on their first turn. Okay, so we'll start with the Doomsive. The two Tesla Destructors will fire at the infantry, the combat squad, and then the Death Ray will fire at the first Predator. So D3 shots with the Death Ray, just the one. Freeze to hit. We do get a hit. CP -4. So it is 4. 4 wounds taken here with some damage coming in from the Death Ray. Pretty nasty weapon, and it has caused some damage on the Predator. Okay, so Tesla Destructors, 2 of them, so that's 8 shots, needing 3s. There's a 6 there, so we get an extra 2 hits. 3s to wound now with these. And so James needs to make 5 saves. He's actually going to get a 2+ save. He gets +1 to his cover for being the whole unit being inside a building. That's what we're going to count that as. So 2 pluses to save here. He should pass them all. He has. All right. Yeah, so no damage taken there from the 2 Tesla Destructors. Okay, so all these moving. No shooting from here, not really in range anyway, so it'll just be the 2 monoliths now. We may try and focus our firepower and try and eliminate one of these Predators. That will help the Necrons out. We've got to be merciless here. Those Predators can't be allowed to have a turkey shoot on the battlefield here. These monoliths will be picked off with that las. Do fear the las cannon now in 8th edition. So we'll start with this one. It's easily in range. So 6 shots. Monoliths are on 4 pluses to hit now for some reason, but that's the rules they have now in 8th edition. So 4s to hit with the particle whip. Just that James starting to mock here. He'll regret that, you reckon? Strength, 8, toughness.
7.
Alright, so freeze to wound. We do get a wound. And then it is, James, it's -2. So James does get a save here of 5+. Let's cock dice. No, that's fine. It is a 5 just in there. We're just playing whole facing. Whichever facing is the most level, then you get that score. It was a 5. So James has saved that. So I reckon we'll fire the Gore's Flux Arcs. With the rules now, you can fire all of the weapons regardless of what angle they're facing. So we'll fire all of them, needing 4s. So pretty good. 5s to wound. Not bad at all here. Now that is pretty good. These are at -2 as well. So 5 pluses to save here, or some more wounds will come through against the Predator. No, he's failed with 3, so another 3 wounds. James on 7 wounds now with that Predator. That'll knock his ballistic skill down, which will be quite helpful for the Necrons, even if we don't destroy that target. So just thinking with the Wraiths, I'll probably be able to contact that squad next turn. So I'm going to divert my firepower into continue to press on against that Predator. So I'm going to fire all the weapons. First of all, particle whip. Needing 4s, that's a better round. 3s to wound. That is good. So some saves here of 5+, otherwise James is in big trouble. He saves 2. I thought he might do quite well there. So just 2 coming through, but it is D3 wounds a time. It's another 3 wounds coming through. James could be destroyed here. We'll fire the flux arcs next. So Gore's flux arcs, all of them. Firing here, needing 4s. It's another brilliant roll here for these. 5s to wound. Just the 2. It could have been a lot worse. 2 saves of 5+, or is another 2 points coming through.
This is the last whole point.
Oh, is it? Right, so you have to pass both of these then. It's 2 5+, otherwise a Predator will go up in smoke here. No, Predator gone. First Blood secured as well. Just to mention, points available for Slay the Warlord, First Blood, and Linebreaker. And Necrons have achieved First Blood here. Predator goes up in smoke. Now, we're saying that we'll, for the games that we play, we're going to keep the Rex on the board, just for realism. Just there. So Predator destroyed. So James putting a larger billowing smoke on here. I was wondering how he was balancing it. It's because he's got a magnet underneath here for his turret. So
watch my magnetising tutorial.
All right, so check out his channel for a magnetising tutorial. But he's magnetised that, and that means that the metal on here sticks just nicely on there. So that's a good job. So smoke begins to billow here across the battlefield. One of the Predators has been destroyed. That is a significant result here for the Necrons. So no morale, no assaults for them. Turn 1 finished. It's been swift and brutal. 1 Predator going up in smoke. We'll hand over to the Ultramarines next. They need to respond effectively here. Can't let the monoliths dominate the centre of the table. We're going to Ultramarines. Turn 1 next. Okay, so movement for the Ultramarines in response to the Necrons. Deep striking down here with one of the combat squads. I think James is just trying to distract the Wraiths away, perhaps, from their attack in this direction. And I can see a combat squad down here.
They came out from that Rhino.
Came out from the Rhino. Oh, deployed 3, moved 5. Okay. 6. Marines can move 6?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Then here, remaining stationary with him, so he gets to fire at full ballistic skill, and they're moving these others as well, so they're going to try and lay some fire down into the advancing Wraiths. And then, that's the burning wreck just here. So, therefore, there's no need for him to decide which one to go to. The Tech Marines crossed in this direction here, getting ready to repair the Predator if it survives. And then coming on from reserve with the Storm Raven with the Terminators and Chaplain inside. Yeah, an angle there, that's fine. And then disembarking, so it's 3 inches, and then a 6-inch move, actually able to move quite far here with the combat squads from the Rhinos. So that means you still have a combat squad left in each.
A tactical reserve.
Tactical reserve, okay. So the first wave moves in, getting ready to take on the Necrons who are advancing across here. So a fight across all fronts here along this battle line. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the Ultramarines on their first turn. Okay, so we're going to kick off the shooting here with the Predator Annihilator, seeking revenge against the Monolith, no doubt. So 4 shots in total. We get 2 for the, all 4 going into this. The 2 sponsons and then 2 shots for the twin las cannon on top. 3s to hit.
Yes.
Oh, that is good shooting. James using his Ultramarine dice here. Yes, revenge is the word at the moment. So, 3s to wound.
Maximum firepower.
Triple wound. Unbelievable. Okay, well then it's AP minus...
AP minus 3, so
3. 6s to save. I've got a bad feeling the Monolith's in trouble. We've failed to save any of them. I'm not going to use any rerolls here, there's no point. It's just a straight 4d6. You could see a vehicle taken out here. This is why we fear the Predator Annihilator. Oh, not so good. 10 wounds. It's only half killed it on a poor roll there. A 1, 11. 10. No, it's 10. Yeah. A 1, 2 2s, and a 5. Hey, does he want to use a reroll?
I'm going to use a stratagem.
Yeah, I would. No, reroll that 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
4, better. Yeah, that's better. All right, so a fair bit of damage coming through here against this Necron monolith. Okay, so James still after this monolith here. He's going to fire the Storm Raven gunship next. So 2 rockets are going to go into it, and the twin multi-melter as well. And the assault cannon is going to fire down here at the Necron warriors. So the 2 rockets.
Yeah, Storm Strike rockets. 1 misses.
So force to wound with the 1 shot that got through. It is a 4, yeah, that's fine. So we need to make a save of 6+ here, because it's AP -3. We fail.
Straight 3.
And it's
3 damage.
3 damage. Okay, no roll. That's really good. So we're on to 16 wounds now. 3/4 dead virtually here with this monolith. It is in trouble.
Armor bane.
Oh, twin multi-melter. Nice. So it's two dice now for shooting. James could take it out here. Just gets the 1 hit. Force to wound.
Force to wound.
No, failed. Alright, so the monolith's still alive. Right, yeah, combat squad over here. The las cannon. Here, James can split fire now with 8th edition. So the las cannon going to fire across here. You roll this one up. Needs a 3.
Roll a 1.
You rolled a 1. There's no reroll allowed. It's only per phase, yeah, so he's not allowed another reroll to use up a stratagem. So monolith remains alive. Not sure how much else James has. Possibly the whirlwind might cause a bit of damage on here, but it looks like the monolith will remain alive and survive into Necron turn 2. We'll press on here with the rest of the shooting for the Ultramarines to get this resolved. Okay, so shooting here, continuing on for the Ultramarines, not too bad. Combat squads pouring fire down here, going after Necron warriors. And then also, remember, we needed to fire the twin assault cannon down here. All of that combining together to bring down 5 Necron warriors from this squad. Could have been worse. The Cryptex 5+ invuln save that he grants to units within 3 inches, that saved 1 from a plasma round coming through. So not so bad. Remember, we'll get reanimation protocols of these if they stay around. Have got a morale test to do for them. Inspiring leader though, with Tem Ra is the warlord traits. That will help them out a bit. Then no more damage coming against the monolith. Then firepower from this combat squad, the assault squad. Then also the combat squad just under here and on top. No damage done against the wraiths, but 1 wound caused. That was by a Stormbolter round coming through from the Rhino. And that is about it. So shooting phase finished. Reckon it's been roughly equal, I would say. Yes, the Ultramarines have lost a vehicle, but they've significantly damaged one of the monoliths, which has a lot more wounds, and they've caused some wounds here against the Necron infantry. So it's an important game, this one, at the early stage in 8th edition. Both of these armies have picked up a victory so far. I reckon whoever wins this one will go top of the league. So pressure on both sides. Necron's definitely a tough army indeed. Ultramarines, well organised, well disciplined, and pretty well armed as well, so they're definitely standing a good chance in this game. And if they pick up a second victory, then that will put them nicely ahead. So shooting phase finished. Assaults, do you have any assaults?
Of course.
You do have assaults. Interesting. Right, so roll up some charges and Overwatch next. Okay, so bit of Tactica here. The assault squad's going to try and charge the wraiths, and so is this combat squad. The idea, James is saying, is to try and lock these down in combat, and that frees up this squad to continue their supporting fire against monoliths. That's the plan. Well, there's no Overwatch obviously for us, so let James roll. He needs to get within an inch. He has to set up more than 9 inches away, so a 9 will do it to get within an inch. Doesn't have to get in base contact now in 8th edition. No, on a 5. This is a different phase. It is. So he could re-roll that 1 if he wants to use up another. It depends how important this is to him.
It is important.
Oh, he's gonna re-roll. He does need a 5 or a 6. It's quite hard. I guess a 4. No. Okay, so 8 in total will not be enough. Then down here, this 4-man combat squad. Does he still want to assault? Do you let the wraiths have free reign on the table? Or do you go in for the charge? It means you will get to fight first, but it's only going to be...
Not going to charge.
It's not going to charge. All right, so we'll leave it there. So there's no combats, no charges, no units have made contact with each other. So that is the end of that phase. We've got morale to do for the Necron warriors just here. All right, so morale here, Necron warriors... I don't think we can even foul this. Their leadership 10, +1 for Tamim Ra for his warlord trait. That's 11. So let's just roll dice here. 2 +5 for casualties is 7. So easily past here. You're going to have to kill them. I think they're not going to run away. So very, very high leadership value here for the Necrons. They're sitting on leadership 11 for morale tests. So very unlikely any of their models are ever going to run. That is the end of the turn. Turn 1 is finished. We've seen damage inflicted on both sides. Got a nice wide front to this battle here. There's carnage and destruction going on all across the table. Bit of tactica taking place down here as James tries to deal with the Necron Wraiths. But now we will hand over to Tamim Ra and his Necron army as they continue their oppressive assault here against the Ultramarines. The Necron's definitely taking the fight to the Ultramarines. We'll see if the Ultramarines can cope with a second turn of Necron shooting and aggression. So turn 2 coming up next for the Necrons. Alright, so we're on to Necron movement here, and we're just discussing the way reanimation protocols works here. It is crazy now for the Necrons. So we have got a Cryptek nearby this unit. It has lost 5 models, so usually it's a 5+ to bring them back or to reassemble them. It becomes 4+ with the Cryptek's special ability. So 4+ is to get them back. 4 of them come back. One of them remains unassembled at this point. Now, the way we've read the rules for the Ghost Ark here, it says that at the end of your movement phase, you get to roll for reanimation protocols for a unit within 3 inches, which would be these if we keep them together, which I think means that we can roll reanimation protocols again on the same unit. It's a crazy combination here, James and disarray. So the way to defeat these is to try and eliminate an entire unit. It is the only way to get rid of them. They're so rock hard now in 8th edition, but it's target all guns at 1 unit, totally remove them, and then you can't do reanimation protocols once that unit's gone. It's once all the models are slain. If one model remains alive, you can do reanimation protocols for all the other slain models. So very, very tough. The Necron army is a bit smaller here in 8th edition, but it is, I think, even tougher than it was in 7th edition. But we'll press on here with the movement. We'll place 4 more Necron warriors back onto the board. Okay, so movement done here for the Necrons. We have rolled to regain the one Necron warrior that hasn't been reassembled. We rolled a 2, so he's not come back there. That's with the Ghost Ark's ability, but Ghost Ark moving up. Necron warriors disembarking. 3 inches, then moving 5 as well, so getting very close to this combat squad here. These moving 5, Temimra and the Cryptek moving up 5, and then these moving up 5 as well. It's a long line now of Necron warriors and Immortals. Very, very tough indeed. It's a big metal screen here advancing forwards. Just ignoring this objective for now. They're going after the Ultramarines, going to try and clear out the whole area, and then later on towards the end of the game start to capture these objectives. But their strength is by sticking together. I think that's why we're going to try and keep them together for now, at least. Monolith shifted 4 inches now, slowed right down. It is on critical damage at the moment, so it will be on 6s to hit targets. This one's fine. It will be able to fire at full ballistic skill. No need to move it really. It's nicely in range of multiple targets. The Wraiths have jumped up and over. They're on top here of the Sky Shield landing pad. They're going after this combat squad with the las cannon, and then pivoting and moving 20 inches here with the Doom Scythe. We'll try and go after the flyer just here, or may well fire down at the Predator. So that is movement finished for the Necrons. They are doing well. The thing is, if James can deal with the Wraiths and Monoliths, that'll clear the Necrons out of this area, and it will free up 1, 2, 3 objectives. There's a nice amount of points there, but still he'll need to mount an attack and clear the Necrons out of this area as well. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of objectives, so he can't ignore this area. That's why the Necrons have camped out in strength here, try and hold this area. So Necrons playing tactically, using their infantry units to hold the higher value objectives. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the Necrons here on this second turn. Okay, so here we go. I think we do need to go after the transport here, so I'm going to try and cause trouble for the Storm Raven. So Doom Scythe, let's see how many shots we get. The other weapon, the 2 Tesla Destructors, will fire at the flyer as well. I may as well fire everything we have. So D3 shots, just the 1. 4s to hit because James is hard to hit. We do get the 4. D6 points of damage, just the 3. Not too bad. It's when 2 or 3 rounds come through that vehicles are in trouble. It's just the 1 hit there. So 3 wounds picked up. Just to mention as well, we did recover a wound on here, just with the living metal special rule. But we'll fire the 2 Tesla Destructors now, needing 4s actually for hard to hit. There's 2 6s, so we get an extra 4 hits there. Okay, so we'll roll 2 wounds, strength 7, toughness 7. It is, right, so it's 4s to wound, and we cause quite 6 saves James will need to make. There's no AP on this one, so you'll get his regular save of 3+, is it, for a Storm Raven? Yeah. Okay, so got a chance here to cause a couple more wounds on this flyer. He's fouled 2. Alright, so 2 more wounds coming through. That's 5 in total now on the Storm Raven gunship. Okay, we've just resolved the shooting here from this monolith here, needing 6s to hit the flyer. The Gauze Flux Arcs, they caused a wound, and then 2 6s coming through from the Particle Whip. James passing 1 of his saves, does get a 5-up save, but another 3 points of damage coming through. That puts James on 9 wounds now in total. How many hull point or wounds do you have?
It's got 14.
14, getting there. So still, yes, still, right, okay, so it's not on critical damage yet. That's the yellow marker there just showing it's on moderate damage at the moment. But that fly is in trouble. It has been hit pretty hard here by Necron Firepower. Just thinking about what to do with this one. Do we go after the flyer? do go after the Predator decisions to make. So, who would you go for in this situation? You've got the Flyer there, is a threat. There's Terminators and a Chaplain inside. Or the Predator with its 4 las cannons. Should go after the Flyer. I think we will. So brace yourself, James. We'll see if we can bring this Flyer down. 4 shots, needing 5s to hit. With this monolith, James is hard to hit, and we start on 4+ for our ballistic skill. So 5s. We do get 3. That is an excellent start. This is the particle whip being fired here. It's AP -2, so James needs to... No, we need to make some wounds. We wound with 2. So James now needs to roll saves of 5+. Be very happy if he passes these. He does on a double 6. Oh, the Emperor steps in there to help James out. So that's a brilliant result for him there. Gore's Flux Arcs now to try and bring you down. Needing 5s. Don't think it's going to be enough. No, you will survive. 5s to wound. Nothing. You have survived. The Flyer, I don't think, is going to be brought down. That's good news for the Storm Raven gunship. So there's still a way to bring the Flyer down here. The Necron Immortals, all of them are in range 24. We're going to use Thy Will Be Done from the Necron Overlord here, Tamara Ra, granting them +1 to their hit rolls. So 2s to hit the Flyer. It is hard to hit, so a whopping -1 to hit there. So 3 pluses to hit. Used to be snapshots only at Flyers, but now it's 3s to wound with the Necron Immortals. This could be James's downfall here. So 3s to hit with these. A fair few have missed. It's 5s to wound. Just the 1. James has come off lightly here. So his toughness there protects him to some degree. 1 save here of 5+. Otherwise another wound does come through. 5+. So 5 or 6. He fouls. Okay, so that puts him on to 10 wounds. 4 wounds remaining. We'll press on here. Let Necrons do the rest of their shooting. Okay, so we've resolved the rest of the shooting here. Necron Warriors firing up and the Ghost Arc as well, reducing this squad down to just the 1 remaining. And then the squad here just taking 1 casualty just there. So shooting finished. This is going well for the Necrons here. We'll go on to charges next. The Necron Warriors potentially can charge up the hill and try and take on the Ultramarines that are holding just at the top. So we'll go on to charges next. Also, there is the Necron Wraiths looks set to charge this combat squad here as well. So roll up some charges and Overwatch next. Okay, so charges have gone ahead. Necron Warriors have made it into combat. No damage from Overwatch. We did try and charge up here. No damage on Overwatch, but we didn't roll high enough. Rolled a 7. Then around here, the Wraiths took no damage on Overwatch. They've easily made it into combat against the Space Marine combat squad just here. So charge is done. We'll go on to combats next. Okay, so Wraiths here. Charge, so they get to go first. Freeze to hit. That's a good roll. And then strength 6, so 3s to wound. There's a few. Still failed quite a few there. It's quite a bad roll. James has 5 saves to make here. It is AP -1, so 4 pluses to save here. And fouls with 4 of them. So only 1 man left standing here. The rest have been hacked down here by the Necron Wraiths. So chargers go first. So James can't fight back yet. The Necron Warriors here will get to fight on top of the hill. So James just piling in the Necron Warriors here just to make sure they will get to fight. 10 attacks. Needing 3s. 4s to wound. Yes. 3 saves here. 3+. He's gone. Okay, so that's the wipeout. We'll consolidate there with the Necron Warriors. And then James's Lone Marine, the las cannon, can fight back here with 1 attack. Let James roll it up, see what he gets.
3+ to hit. 6 to hit.
5s to wound. He does get a wound. Good for him. And a 3+ invuln. We pass. Alright, so that's combat's resolved. James will need to do morale for that Lone Marine at the top. So Necron Warriors have consolidated their 3 inches, and James has passed morale here with the las cannon team member, just that he may well pull out of combat. You can do that now in 8th edition and pull out of combat if you want to. So combat's resolved. Morale has all been resolved as well, so that marks the end of the second turn for the Necrons. They are doing well. Their infantry on foot here, slow and purposeful, but very tough and hard to deal with, which is saying that the best way to deal with these is just to try and eliminate one unit at a time, to bring all guns to bear on one unit, totally annihilate it, and then just do that systematically instead of firing sporadically at different targets. Seems to be the only way to deal with them, but very, very tough indeed. The more vulnerable unit for the Necrons is this one. He is out of this unit is out of 3 inches of the Cryptek and the Overlord, so they're more prone. They've got less protection, more prone for taking damage. But does James have the firepower to deal with those 10 Necron warriors? We'll have to see. We will now go on to Ultramarines. Turn 2, James needs to respond here pretty effectively, otherwise the Necrons will continue to gain the upper hand. So Ultramarines, turn 2 coming up next. Ultramarines' second turn. I think James says he has a plan to try and contain the Necrons here. So disembarking with the Terminators, they've moved out 5 inches and then +3 for their disembarkation, heading off towards this monolith. They should be able to cause some damage in close combat. That'll be one of the monoliths dealt with. So going into Hov mode, 20 inches moved here with this Storm Raven. He is in trouble. Are you meant to be on critical damage now with your number of wounds?
I'm on critical damage.
Sure, it should be a red.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll swap that yellow over to a red. So not quite on critical, actually, just checking the rules. So he is okay. He's on the verge of going critical here, but not quite yet. If you're in hover mode, by the way, he could repair him. Just a little thing to bear in mind. But anyway, Predator here, holding position, doesn't want to move, just to fire at full ballistic skill. The Rhino's holding position. So as we pointed out earlier, this is the vulnerable Necron unit, these Necron warriors here. So James is going to gang up on them with these 3 combat squads, shoot at them and charge them, try and get the wipeout to stop that reanimation from taking place. A little bit of a mission here on this left-hand flank. If James can pull that off, that will be very, very helpful for him indeed. Then across here, he has backed out of combat with the laser cannon, and then another combat squad. They were under here, they've moved up, getting ready to shoot and charge in. The other 5-man combat team for the Assault Marines has landed here, 9 inches away from the Necron Wraiths, and then these moving across as well. Difficult here, the Wraiths are terrorising the Ultramarines at the moment in this area, and James's smaller combat squads struggling against them at the moment. We'll go on to shooting phase next. It'll be interesting to see what damage James can do. All eyes are on the Predator here. We'll see what James elects to shoot at with that, and then how much damage he can do against these Necron warriors. Okay, so Predator Annihilator is going after the Doom Scythe.
Like you've gone after my Storm Raven.
Yeah, okay, that's right. So freeze to hit usually, force to hit for hard to hit special rule. Or does he want to use a reroll here? Because he's only got 1 hit. I would, but that's your choice. He is using it up. Was that your last one?
That's my last one.
Okay. 1 dice, 4+. He's rolled a 1. Okay, so freeze to wound here. It does wound. D6 points of damage. No, we do get a save here, a 6+. Nope. So D6 points of damage. Nice high score will be helpful. That is really good. He's caused 6 wounds here on the Doom side. That's good shooting from the Predator Annihilator. Alright, so everything from this flyer now?
Yeah.
Into the Doom side. Okay, so James really going after this flyer here for the Necrons. Does fear the Death Ray. So this is going to be... Okay, this is the Melter. Twin Melters. Does get 1 hit. Yeah, so toughness 6 here for the flyer. So James needs 3s to wound. No, and he can't get a reroll. Oh dear. So failed there. He does have the 2 rockets to fire.
Storm Strike rockets.
Yeah.
4s to hit, isn't it?
Yes. 2 hits, nice. 3s to wound. Just the one coming through. 6+. Failed. It's 3 points of damage straight up. So that puts us on 9 wounds taken. So significant damage coming through here against the Doom Scythe. And then the twin assault cannon, 12 shots here with this one. We'll be on force to wound actually at strength 6. Our toughness 6 as well. Force to hit. Nice. A lot of shooting you get now with the twin assault cannon. That's an excellent roll. I'm sure there's plenty of people rooting for you here, James.
Get magnetising.
Okay. So, yeah, he's glad he magnetised his Storm Raven. He's able to choose different options. But force to wound here. Not a bad roll. It's not too bad. 4 wounds coming through. So, 4+ to save. Oh, no. I've saved all of them. Okay, so block those. But 9 wounds dealt out there. So, that's trouble there for the Doom Scythe. So, not too bad. Hasn't brought it down. James has failed to bring it down, but damage has come through, so I think he'll be happy with that. So we will press on with the rest of the shooting. How about some Ultramarines small arms firepower here? See if you can reduce these Necron warriors down. So we're going to resolve the shooting here. The way we're playing the rules is this is cover. So units inside it do get +1, just represents the warriors and marines ducking and diving behind rocks and so on, granting them a bit of extra cover. So 4+ save becomes 3+. James is granted that as well. That's what we've been giving him for his cover saves as well. So just bear that in mind as we go through the shooting here. So a frag grenade first of all. A marine throws a frag grenade down.
3 pluses.
Okay.
3 hits. 5 to wound. Strength 3. 1 wound.
1 wound. Okay, so passed.
Heavy bolter. Stood still.
Stood still. Yep.
3 pluses to hit. 2 hits. 3 to wound. -1. 1 wound.
Just the 1 wound. So a save of 4+, which we fail. So 1 Necron warrior gone. We'll just lay him down for now. Bolter's next. So 1 out of 10 destroyed so far.
4s. 2 wounds.
2 wounds, okay. So 2 saves of 3+. Oh! 2 more Necron warriors brought down. Come on, James. You're doing well. 7 left. So this squad?
Yeah, I'm going to fire the grav pistol for the first time.
Okay, so debut here for the grav pistol.
So it's 3s to hit. So 5 is a hit. And what this does, it's strength 5, AP -3.
Ouch.
But you've got a 3+ armor save, haven't you?
Technically, yep.
Yes, so it does D3 points of damage instead of 1.
Right, okay, sounds weird.
But if it's a 4+,
but it's just, it won't overflow, so it doesn't really matter. It's just a 1 wound model. So you have hit, you need to wound now, 3+. Failed. Oh dear. So grav pistol's failed. You've got a frag grenade. You can throw a crack grenade, whatever you want to do. And then a melter gun here as well to fire. Just do the melter gun next. That's a 1 shot coming through. So 3s to hit. Yes, we're glad he got the hit. 2s to wound. Yes.
Kills him straight away.
Yeah.
It's AP -4.
Okay.
Yeah, 1.
Does. All right. So we'll knock a warrior down. Thank you. And then frag grenade.
Crack grenade. I'll go for a crack grenade.
Okay.
So 3 pluses. Yep. 3s to wound, AP -1. 4 is wound.
Okay, so 4+ save. Failed. Another Necron warrior brought down. We'll bring this one down just here. So there's 5 of them left. James is halfway through, and he's sort of halfway through his squads here. So Bolter's firing now. He's on track to do quite well. He needs a couple of wounds. Failed. All right, so 2 combat squads have fired. They've killed half the Necrons. There's 1 combat squad left. I don't know if James can do this. He does have the rhinos here with their storm. Yes, they'll dish out a fair amount of shots. Maybe do that squad there, and then try and finish them off with the 2 rhinos. So you've got a plasma gun here actually, so it might be able to help you out.
Am I going to...
So rapid fire plasma gun is not going to supercharge here. So 3s to hit, just the 1 hit. Failed to wound on a 1. That was quite a crucial one. Just there. Frag grenade.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got a combi weapon, no?
Yeah, I can fire the combi weapon as well as the bolter.
Okay.
So I'm going to throw a frag grenade this time.
Okay.
Fragmentation grenade. So it's 3 shots. 3s to hit. 2 hits. Strength 3, AP dash.
Double one. Frustration here. He's done well to bring down this many Necrons, but still there's 5 of them remain.
So I've got 6 bolter shots because of the combi bolter itself.
So a pretty good combi here. James will fire at -1 with his regular bolter shots, but the flamer hits automatically anyway. So 2 shots to the bolter first of all. 2 fires, well done. So he gets 2 hits. Force to wound.
So I do have 2 bolters.
Oh right, okay. He's going to join in the pile. Yeah, they cause another 3 hits. That's 5 in total. Force to wound the Necron warriors here. Yes, 4 of them. Well done. So if Necrons roll badly here, they're going to be in trouble. They do roll badly. So actually, we've found just 2. So 2 Necron warriors here. The cover helping the Necron warriors out here a bit. So now the flamer. Yep.
So it's D6 shots.
Coming on a good hit here. 3.
3 is respectable. And then it's automatic hits because it's a flamer, regardless of ballistic skill.
It's forced to win.
It's forced to win.
Just the one, which we fail. Another Necron warrior brought down. There's 2 left. 2 left. So 2 Necron warriors still alive. 1, 2. So James is going to fire these 2 just across.
So it's 2 shots rapid fire. So within 12, it's actually 4 shots each. So it's 8 shots.
Yeah, he's just going to fire both together. Okay. So freeze to hit. That's good shooting from the rhinos here. A bit more firepower from them now with the new rules for the Stormbolter. And force to wound.
4 wounds.
4 wounds. 3 pluses here, otherwise the Necron warriors are wiped out. We've passed all of them except 1. So 1 Necron warrior remains. But the thing is, you can charge.
Oh yeah.
So you should be able to wipe them out. That'll be a good result just there. But 9 Necron warriors brought down. Well done to James for that. May just leave the models there. Well, no, we can remove them. We know they've lost 9. That's okay. So shooting complete on the hillside here. Ultramarine counterattack taking place. And Necron warriors in trouble. Okay, so shooting resolved here. James firing all of his combat squads in and has removed one of the wraiths from play. So one of them brought down, which is good. The Whirlwind fired across at the flyer. He is allowed to fire at that target now in 8th edition. Did get a hit, but no wound coming through. And we reckon that is all the shooting resolved. Okay, so we're going to head on to combats next. So, yes. Yeah, okay, yeah, multiple. Okay, James just pointing out multiple combats to take place. He's getting a bit aggressive here with the Ultramarines. He really wants to go after the Necrons here. So roll up some charges and some Overwatch next. Okay, so charges have taken place. The Necron warrior here has been swamped by the Ultramarine combat squads. All 3 of them make it into combat here. So it's got quite personal here on this hillside. The Ultramarines determined to claim this objective for sure. Then, much to the anger of Temmin Ra as he watches all of this take place, Necron's picking on the weaker, or the Ultramarines picking on the weaker Necron warrior unit. Then across here, we did do Overwatch, no damage coming through. Eternity Gate needed a 6 to go off, but didn't. So all of the Terminators and the Chaplain have made it into combat against the Monolith. And then across here, James playing a bit tactically. He's not charged in with any of his units here against the Wraiths. It just means the Wraiths will have to try and take on 1 squad at a time. And then James will get his Overwatch as well to try and protect himself. So James playing it that way here against this unit of Wraiths. So we'll get some combats resolved next. Okay, so combats resolved here. The Necron warrior is easily overwhelmed here by the combat squads. So he's gone. James consolidating 3 inches, just sort of shuffling back a few inches here, just trying to stay out of charge range, I think, of the Necron warriors and rapid fire, perhaps from the Immortals as well. So James just repositioning here on the crest of the hill. Then down here, we're going to resolve this combat here, see if James can finish off the Monolith. So in 7th edition, Thunderhammer Terminators would kind of struggle against a Monolith. We'll see how well they do in 8th edition. So James will be on 4s to hit. It is -1 to hit with the Thunderhammers just because they're unwieldy, just to reflect that rule. Okay, and he's re-rolling. So he's missed a 3. So he'll need 4s to cause wounds. Ooh, 2.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, just the 2. Okay. And that is how many points of damage each?
3 points of damage.
So that is, cool, that's amazing. Even a poor roll coming through there, that's 6 hull points or 6 wounds taken.
You got 6 plus saves.
Oh, 6 plus saves, right, okay. So I'm just checking around here. Yeah, 15 wounds, right, okay. So we will be dead, unless you roll a 6. We do. So past one, so 3 points of damage will come through. It was a poor roll there from James for wounds, but that puts us on 18 wounds in total now on the monolith, but it is still alive by a fraction just there. So combat's resolved. Actually, there's no more across the table. Terminators have failed in their task here of destroying the Necron monolith. So that is actually the end of combats here. There's no more to do. Mission accomplished here, clearing the hill of the Necrons for now with the Ultramarine tactical squads, the combat squads for them. But here they have failed to destroy the Necron monolith here. It is virtually destroyed, but still alive here at this stage. So we will now go on to the third turn for the Necrons. A chance for them, we reckon, to cause trouble here for the Ultramarines. The game's certainly not over yet. Necrons, we still think, have the upper hand, but we'll not call this game yet here, as we all know in games of Warhammer 40,000, it's anyone's game right up until the very end, at least a fair amount of the time. We'll go on to the third turn now for the Necrons. Okay, so movement for the Necrons here on their third turn. We're going to concentrate our firepower on the Terminators here, a dangerous threat here for the Necrons. So Warriors, Immortals converging, sticking together, just to be granted the benefits from Tamim Ra, and also the Cryptek there as well. So this is the Necron line just here. Ghost start coming up behind, ready to provide some covering fire on the right-hand flank. Monolith pulling back 4 inches here, can't go as fast because of the critical damage on that. This Monolith just tucking into the left, trying to stay away from the Terminators. And then across here, Wraiths, we're going to go after this combat squad, just going to try and kill as many Marines as we can, and at the same time trying to hold this objective and deny it from the Ultramarines. And the Flyer has pivoted and headed in this direction. We've recovered a wound on here, just of our living metal special rule, and a wound also recovered on this monolith. So that is the movement done. It's still, I reckon Necrons have the upper hand at the moment. I think we can agree on that. If they have a very good turn, then the Ultramarines could well be in trouble. If Necrons do poorly this round, then the Ultramarines could try and seize this game. But we'll see. We'll go on to Necron shooting next on their third turn. So we're going to fire this monolith here. We're going to go after the Flyer again. It has 4 wounds remaining. So this is the main gun here. Needing 4s to hit because James is hard to hit. No, sorry, we need 5s to hit, because our ballistic skill is 4+ and then -1, so actually only get 1 hit coming through. Freeze to wound. Yes, we do. So James needs to make a save of a 5+, which he fails. So it's D3 points of damage. We do roll a 6. That is another 3 wounds added on. How many wounds you got in total?
On the
Storm Raven, yeah.
I got 1 left.
1 left. It's a 14 wound model. Okay, so 1 wound remaining. So the rest of the shooting from this, the Flux Arcs, 2 of them are going to go after this Marine, 2 of them are going to go down here. So we will do the ones after the Assault Marines, needing 3s. It's quite a good gun platform here, this Necron Monolith. And then freeze to wound. 2. 2 saves of 5+ James gets, with the AP -2 for the Gauls Flux Arcs. So 5+.
The Emperor as well.
Oh, double 1. 2 Marines drop. You can choose which models he wants to die, but 2 of them have been killed here, electrocuted. Right, I'm going to hunt the las cannon member now, and it hit him 6 times. We've wounded him 5 times, so +1 for being in cover. It's hiding behind the barrels over there, but he will need 4+. 5 saves of 4+. No, this is the Gauls Flux Arcs. So 4+ coming through here. No, okay, he's gone. So that's eliminated him. It was a bit of a threat, that las cannon, but he has gone. So that's that shooting done. We'll press on here with the rest of Necron shooting here on turn 3. Okay, so we're granting my will be done. Here, Tamam Ra granting that to the Necron Immortals. 20 shots, 2s to hit. A couple of misses. A good few misses, actually. But definitely the 2s to hit helping out. 3s to wound. And a few not wounding. A good few, actually. But still, James has 10 saves to make. It's AP -2 for these Gauls Blasters. James has his Thunderhammer Storm Shields. So 10 saves of 3+. Expecting 1, if not 2, of these Terminators to fall. Oh, it is a horrendous roll. So that's what James has done there, is removed 2 and put a wound on another. That was horrendous. If that was 7th edition, it would have been a wipeout for that squad. So, but Terminators now have 2 wounds each, a little bit more, or certainly a lot more durable than they used to be. So pretty good there. Tamam Ra coordinating some nasty firepower. So choices now, I think we'll do the 6+ to hit with this before we go on to the rest of the infantry. But we'll resolve the rest of Necron shooting here on their 3rd turn. Okay, so rest of the shooting completed here. As you can see, it has been horrendous. Necron Immortals doing a deadly amount of damage here against the Terminators with their Strength 5, AP -2 rounds coming through. Then Necron Warriors joined in as well and killed the last 2 of the Terminators. Now, there is a wound here on Scipio II that came from the Cryptek. He actually was the closest model now compared to the other Marines that are around. They look closer, but we actually measured it up. He is the closest model, so we're actually able to fire at James's commander and have caused 1 wound. The Ghost Arc firing up across here, taking out 2 of your Marines were brought down. Yeah, okay, so that is all of the shooting done. Going to go on to assaults now. The Wraiths are poised to attack here on top of the landing pad. And we could launch a charge here against the Chaplain. I don't think so. We're just going to hold off here. Necron's happy to stick together, not to break ranks yet, but just to coolly and calmly hold their position here. They're in a position of strength, but there are Ultramarines on their left-hand flank, so the game's not over yet, certainly in this sector. And then Wraith's really the only Necron unit operating in this area, but they are still being supported by the 2 Monoliths. So we're going to assaults next, get some Overwatch resolved. So, no damage from Overwatch. Wraiths have made it in. We'll resolve this combat next. So Wraiths need 3s to hit. It's a horrendously bad roll. And then 3s to wound. It's a bit of a recovery there. So 4 saves of AP -1. So forced to save. James rolling up. Oh, he's passed all of them. Well done. So the Marines can fight back here. So 6 attacks here. The Sergeant does have a power weapon, but the Wraiths will just rely on their 3+ invuln anyway. So James rolling up here off camera. 5s to wound.
Yep. 2.
Well done. Okay, 2. Failing 1. Okay, so a wound caused on the Wraiths. James may well pull back out of this, let other units shoot and charge in. So it's difficult here for the Wraiths. This is the strength of James's strategy of multiple combat squads. The Wraiths jumping about all over the place trying to deal with them. And that's going to take the Wraiths time. And it grants James time to chip off wounds from this unit. So he may well prevail here. It's just going to be a patient work that needs to be done with these Ultramarine squads. But that is combat resolved. We'll just check morale now for a couple of units on the table. Okay, so just checking morale around the table here. They won't need to check even if James rolls a 6, plus the number of casualties is an 8. James needs an 8 with a Sergeant in the squad, so they're fine. Wraiths didn't lose a whole model. And around here, James rolled a 3. So that's for this squad just up here. Their morale holds as well. So that's the morale phase finished. We will now go on to the 3rd turn for the Ultramarines. The battle's still raging here as the Ultramarines try to regain the upper hand from the Necrons. It is tough, but the game's not over yet. James does have the Storm Raven. It is damaged, but he has a full strength Predator Annihilator. Could save the day. We'll see what he decides to do. So we'll go on to his third turn next. Okay, so Ultramarines' third turn. James saying he's on the back foot here, but not down and out of the game for sure. So Ultramarine combat squads converging now on the Necron Wraiths. So now the way the rules work for objectives is whoever has the most models within 3 inches of an objective. So even if the Wraiths hold this objective right till the end of the game, if James can pile in with as many Ultramarines as possible, the Ultramarines will actually count as holding it if they have more models than the Necrons. It's interesting that the way that works out now in 8th edition. But jumping up here with this combat squad, jumping up here with this combat squad, James has pulled back from combat with the other tactical combat squad just there, holding position with these vehicles, shifting back with the Storm Raven, and then look here, the Tank Marine moving across, getting ready to repair the Storm Raven as well. Okay, James just remembering to move the Rhino here, so that has actually moved, it's driven underneath, and rolled an extra inch for his advance move. It's gone just to here. I think James is going to go and try and snatch one of the objectives over there. So yeah, we've seen the Tech Marine move over to there. He's going to try and repair some damage on the Storm Raven. Predator holding position, and then across here, an advance move made with Scipio II across to here, and then Rhino coming across, and the combat squads here getting ready to advance, possibly charge down against their next target, the Necron Warriors, and then Rhino coming across to cover the left-hand flank. So that's movement done for the Ultramarines. We'll go on to their shooting phase next on turn 3. Alright, so James just repaired 3 points of damage there. It's D3, rolled a 6. So Tech Marines done an excellent job. It is a handy HQ to have he's going to, so swap that down to, so he swapped out the red marker for a yellow. So James back up to Ballistic Skill 4+.
Yep.
That's a good turn up there. Storm Raven gunship back in action, so that's really good. We'll press on here, we'll get the Ultramarine shooting done. So we're going to film this one, the Storm Raven gunship, the Storm Strike, what are they called, rockets?
Storm Strike rockets.
Are going to go into here. There's 3 wounds to try and get on this Necron monolith. Then also the twin multi-melter as well. Just going to try and finish this off. And then the assault cannon is going to go after the Necron warriors. So James splitting his fire up here.
Storm Strike rockets, 3 to hit. 2 hits, double 5.
Okay.
This is strength 8.
Toughness 8, 4s to wound. Oh, James, well done. 6 and 5. This could be an Ultramarine rally here. AP minus
3.
6 to save. Failed.
6 points of damage in total.
Oh,
3 points.
okay, roll a dice. Get a spectacular 6.
Please get a 6.
We'll see a detonation take place. Oh, it was hovered on a 6, but it went over to a 2. All right, but Monolith destroyed here. Well done. Okay, so Monolith destroyed. He had declared the twin multi-melter against this target, but that's not going to need to be rolling for that one now. But assault cannon against the Necron warriors. 12 shots here. James needing 4s to hit with these shots. So great job from the Tech Marine here, really helping the Ultramarines out. And it's filled the Ultramarines with hope at this stage.
From the crack.
Mm-hmm.
Freeze to wound. So
3.
Yeah, -1 to your save.
Okay, so we're saying we're in cover. So 4+ save becomes a 3+, -1, 4+. Ooh, so 2 Necron Warriors brought down. That's a good start. James is trying to work it out here. The next target's these Necron Warriors. If he can destroy those completely, they'll not come back on reanimation protocols. It is critical though. It destroys them. It is a unit of 11. It's a larger unit there. So 2 killed out of 11 so far. So Predator Annihilator is going to go after this monolith.
Maximum firepower.
Okay, so freeze to hit with 4 shots. He wants a good round. He gets 3 hits. That's not too bad. Freeze to wound. That's the advantage of the strength 9 laser cannons. 2 wounds coming through. It's AP minus 3. So 6s. Nothing. 2d6 damage. Oh, 9. Well done. All of a sudden, Necron Monolith's in trouble here. So even complete with sound effects coming from the Ultramarines here, with the las cannon rounds coming through. So James's mood at the start of the game was happy and jubilant, as it usually is. Depression kicking in. Here's the Necron.
I need the Emperor's blessing.
As the Necron machine began to do its work. But now his hopes rekindled here, thanks to some decent firepower coming from the centre of his deployment zone. So 9 wounds coming through against the Necron Monolith. Okay, so rest of the shooting resolved here. Combat squads firing down, Rhinos joining in as well with their Stormbolters, and Necron Warriors have been reduced. There is 5 of them left. The Whirlwind fired down here as well. Yes, it did, yeah, okay. It caused 1 casualty, I think. So 5 Necron Warriors left. James has managed to kill 6, so he hasn't got the wipeout he's looking for. He may well try and charge down in combat. Or will he? He's got to be careful. Tamim Ra is very nearby, and he'll be able to join in the combat with his heroic intervention special rule. Across here, one of the Necron Wraiths was brought down. Every time one of those falls, it is good news for the Ultramarines. There's 3 of them left. They'll not break on morale. James may well try and charge in with the assault squads. Possibly. Oh, I think he's determined he will. All right, so shooting finished. Ultramarines definitely still in the fight here, especially with the loss of the monolith here, and the Wraiths on the objective, but surrounded by angry Ultramarines here on this side, and then Ultramarines acting on the aggressive, clearing out the hillside here against the Necron infantry. We'll go on to assaults next for the Ultramarines on their 3rd turn. Okay, so assaults going ahead here. A bit of a surprise James has pulled out, but playing to the new 8th edition rules, he's charged the Rhino in against the Immortals. Well, if I was the driver of that, I'd be tempted just to drive over them. Now, what's crucial here is by charging in, if the Necron Immortals want to pull out, they'll not be allowed to shoot next turn. That is very, very important. So clever tactics here from James as he adapts to 8th edition rules. No damage on Overwatch there. No damage on Overwatch from the Necron Warriors as the combat squads charged in. 2 of them made it in. This combat squad didn't roll high enough. So Ultramarines come charging down the hillside now, supported by Rhino. Driving into the Necron Immortals. Necron's in shock, I think, at the aggression of the Ultramarines here. Will it pay off? We'll have to see. And across the other side, again, Ultramarine aggression as James charges in here against the Necron Wraiths. So Ultramarines certainly not submitting to their foe.
We never yield.
Oh dear. So we'll press on here. Now, these are the quotes that you hear on camera. You have to remember what I have to put up with off camera. All of the nonsense quotes and zealous quotes about the Emperor and so on throughout the entire game. So to make James silent, I think we'll need to defeat him here. But it's tough here for the Necrons. Aggressive Ultramarine behaviour seems to be working quite well, but we're going to assaults here and combat resolution. We'll see how well these 2 fights at either end of the table go. Yeah, so massive advantage here in 8th edition as well is that all chargers get to go first. So James will get to strike here against the Wraiths. I think his aim will be to bring down 1 more of these. I will be happy if he can do that. So 13 attacks with chainswords. This is combined from both combat squads.
Yeah, 13.
Okay, so yeah, 3s to hit. 5s to wound now. Just the 3. Okay. Might be quite hard for him to bring down a whole Wraith here. Has caused a wound, but not enough to bring down a model. 3 attacks to the Sergeant.
3 pluses. Yes.
Good.
Rerolls to wound.
Okay, yep. So 5s to wound. 5s to wound, yeah, reroll that one as well. Yeah.
That is a 3.
Okay, so just the 1 save to make, which we fail. Okay, so another wound coming through. Wraiths on 3 wounds each now, so James still hasn't brought one of those down. But damage coming through, every wound that's caused against these things is good news for the Ultramarines. So 3 attacks for the Rhino now, this combat round on the other side. So 6s. Oh, he does get a hit. He's managed to potentially run over one of these.
This is strength 6 hit.
Yep.
Oh, it's 3 is a wound.
3 is a wound. Okay, see if we can survive this here. No, we pass. So he either jumps out of the way or he's protected there, just as the Rhino comes crashing in. So then moving across to here, we've performed heroic intervention with Tamin Ra and the Cryptex. They've joined into that combat, but James does still get to go first with his tactical Marines. So work out how many attacks they get. So 9 attacks here with Marines. James is going after the Necron Warriors, trying to bring them down. So 3s to hit. Looks bad, but he's actually got 6 hits here. He's just looking to see if he's in range of the Chaplain. Just about, I reckon, should be in range. Yeah, no, check there. Chaplain just about in range, so he can influence them to reroll their attacks. So you can see him shouting at his lads there. Come on, boys, you can do it. So he's rerolling 3 hit.
Because of the Chaplain's influence.
Yeah.
All hit.
All hit, nice.
Paid off.
4s to wound.
For the Emperor. Oh, that's a 1.
Okay, so he's caused 4. It's not going to be enough to wipe out the Warriors here. We pass all of them except 1. So Necron Warriors not been wiped out, but remember we will have to do morale for them right at the end of the turn, and in total now they have taken 7 casualties, so they, if they roll badly, more of them could run away and be destroyed. So that's all charges resolved. James doesn't have any other units to continue on with melee, so we'll let the Necrons fight back here. 10 attacks against the Rhino. Needing freeze.
Yeah. Toughness 7.
Okay, 5s to wound. 2 saves here of 3+.
5.
Yeah, and another one.
Another one, yeah. That is a 1.
Okay, so a wound caused on the Rhino. Tamin Ra gets 2. Oh, well, hang on a second. He could be on 2s to hit here. Be on 3s to wound. That was 3 hits, by the way. It is 2s to hit. 3s to wound. It's AP -4, so 3 Marines sived down here by Tamin Ra. So James gets to choose his models. Okay, so it'll all be directed at that combat squad. Just there. Yeah, James losing regular Marines. Cryptek gets 1 attack. He does hit. Staff of Light is a close combat weapon. That could cause trouble for James. Yeah, it's AP -2. So James gets a 5+ save with a Marine. He does. He holds there on a 5 just off camera. So just the remaining 4 Necron Warriors to fight now. So we'll do 2 against the squad on the right, 2 on the left. They've all hit here. 4s to wound on the left. So 1 save on the left for you, which you failed. So it's the last him. Okay, yeah, he's gone. And then 4s to wound on the other side. That is a cocked dice, just the 1. So another save of 3+ just here. He also 6 and passes. Okay, so 3 Marines survive, but they've taken quite a heavy toll. Okay, so round the other side here, Wraith's fighting. We will go 6 attacks onto this combat squad. No, we'll do 6 attacks onto the smaller squad, 3 attacks onto the other. So 6 attacks on the smaller squad. 3s to wound. Yeah, so 2 saves of 4+ James gets, with our weapons being AP -1. James fails 1, so 1 Marine brought down. I think James can cope with these casualties here. And then 3 attacks on the other side. 3s to wound. Oh, all of them. So 3 saves of 4+. Found 2 more Marines brought down. Desperate fighting here on top of the Sky Shield landing pad. So that's combat's resolved. We have actually just resolved all of our morale. James passing all of his. Necron Warriors passing theirs. We rolled a 2. So just piling in and continuing on with the fight across there. Marines do look like they're in trouble though. And across here, James passing all of his morale. No problem at all. Morale doesn't seem to affect units when they lose just a couple of models. So desperate fight here. Wraiths may pull out of that combat, not sure about that, or whether we'll just be happy to fight away on top of the objective just there, and then the melee continuing on around here. So that is the end of the turn now for the Ultramarines. They fought back hard. You've got to give them credit for trying here at least, as they try and take on these nasty Necrons. So at end of turn, we'll go on to the 4th turn now for the Necrons. It's not a clear victory for them at this stage. There's still fight left in this Ultramarines army, but we'll see. it's a battle of attrition going on here. We'll let the Necrons make their move next on turn 4. So movement phase finished. Necron Monolith happy to hold where he is, just trying to pour down some fire, trying to finish off the flyer quicker than James can repair it. Melee continues there, happy to carry on. Then across here, a bit of a sly move for the Necrons. Had to pull out of combat here with the Necron Immortals to not get to shoot. Going to try and protect them from getting charged again by swinging the Ghost Ark in front here, blocking the Rhino off from reaching them. We'll see if that tactic pays off. Cryptek has pulled back as well to move back. You can't join the unit, but he's just next to the Immortals just there. Tamara's happy to fight on, slaying Ultramarines at the foot of the hill. Necron warriors have reassembled themselves here, and about 4 of them came back. Because of the Ghost Ark nearby, we'll get to roll again on reanimation protocols for them. Then the flyer pivoting and turning and moving down here, recovering a wound with living metal. He's down to 7 now. He's 1 point away from going back to normal ballistic skill. And then this Monolith was on 9. It's dropped to 8 with living metal as well. Necrons reassembling and repairing themselves even in the middle of the battle. So roll again here. 4 pluses. Yeah, we've recovered another Necron warrior. That's the Ghost Ark doing its repair work. Right, so this flyer here. 8th edition rules, I'm allowed to shoot this Rhino just over here. So D3 shots with the Death Ray. We do get 3 shots. We'll be at 4s to hit. 2 hits coming through. It's AP -4. You're not obscured, no. So it's 2d6 damage. James has got off lightly here. So we'll take that as the rolls to wound. I should have rolled to wound first of all, so 1 out of 2. I don't think we've got any rerolls left. We've used them up, so he's failed. Tesla Destructors at the infantry here. Needing 4s to hit, actually, for our damage. There's 2 6s, so I'll add in an extra 4 hits. 3s to wound. So James needs to make his armour does go up +1 for being in the cover. The entire unit is +1 to his cover saves, just ducking and diving behind the rocks there. So 9 saves of 2+ here for these Marines. James fails 2, so 2 Marines brought down from that squad. So rest of the shooting resolved here. Disappointing for the Necrons that you could see an Ultramarine resurgence here. Remember what's at stake in this game. If Ultramarines get a second victory here, they'll shoot to the top of the channel. Necron struggling. Cryptek caused a wound, broadside from here as well. 3 wounds in total on this Rhino, but still plenty of wounds left. Then we saw the shooting here from the Doom Scythe, and then abysmal here from this Necron Monolith. Failed to do any wounds against the Flyer. That was 2 Gauze Flux Arcs, and then the main Particle Whip as well, no damage at all. And we've also fired 2 Flux Arcs across here at this combat squad that pulled out of combat, and no damage against them either. So horrendous there from the Necron Monolith. That's not good, because James has a flyer here, pretty in hover mode, being repaired rapidly by the Tech Marine, and then a Predator who sat there quietly minding his own business throughout this game and is still at full strength, ready to lay down some firepower with those las cannons. Necrons have found to deal with the second Predator, and that could be to their ruin here in this game. We'll go on to assaults next. Okay, so charges taking place. We tried to ram the Rhino here with the Ghost Ark. No damage on Overwatch from the Stormbolter. Then ongoing melee here, and then across the way here, the Wraith's fighting on as well. So the first combat will be the charging Ghost Ark. So we've resolved the combats here. That's all been done. So there's 2 Marines left here, 1 from each squad. Melter gun left there. Heavy bolter left in that squad. Tamara slaying one of those just there. But we've rolled up morale as well. They're going to continue fighting on in the next round. So that's that resolved. We're a bit dubious about tanks being able to charge each other. It's worked out quite well. James's Rhino charging in. It's been rammed here by the Ghost Ark as well in desperation. Did cause a wound actually. So James dropping another wound there. He's on 4 in total and didn't cause any damage back. So blocking action performed there by the Ghost Ark was pretty good. That frees up the Necron Immortals. Should do at least. And then round here, Wraiths killing one assault marine from here. James causing a wound and bringing another one of them down. So just 2 Wraiths left. Everyone passing morale here as well. So it's a bit of fight to the end. I think it's hard to say. Can 2 Wraiths overwhelm 9 Marines here at the top? It's difficult to say. Another thing I've noticed, James could drive a vehicle underneath and park it, and it will count within 3 inches if that's what he wants to do. The Rhinos can do that, but I think he's going to head off towards this one, try and pick up 2 points just there. But that is the end of the 4th turn for the Necrons. It seemed to be going so well for them, but Ultramarines fighting away here, and their tenacity has paid off, and they're not willing to give up. And they're still in the fight for sure. So this game is far from over. It looks like this is going to be a close game, which is exciting stuff for one of our early games in 8th edition. So we're going to the 4th turn now for the Ultramarines. Okay, so movement done. Rhino swinging round. Looks like James is going to try and rush the Immortals here, trying to silence them from shooting by using his Rhinos aggressively. So, a bit of shock tactics here from James. It seems to be working quite well at the moment. Combat squad moving down. These 2 pulling out of combat just onto the objective. Chaplain moving in. How many wounds does he?
He has 5, but he's got 1.
1 wound taken. All right, so it's a fair few wounds there. He's getting ready to charge in. Rhino staying in combat. Predator holding position around the other side. Rhino has snatched this objective just here, picking up 2 points, at least for the moment. Melee continues on here. Need to remember that James can fire his pistols into this combat on his shooting phase. And then the Tech Marine ready to repair some more wounds on the hovering Storm Raven gunship. That is movement done. On to shooting next for the Ultramarines on turn 4. Alright, so we're midway through the shooting here. It is going well. Stormbolter firing through, this combat squad firing through, then the Chaplain firing through, and...
Finished off.
No, it was the Storm Raven gunship's assault cannon firing through as well. It has destroyed this Necron warrior unit. James pulling out of combat as we saw earlier on. So that's another unit deleted. No reanimation protocols allowed now because the unit has been wiped out. So it's only Necron Immortals left. All Necron warriors are gone and none will return. This is very significant here for the Ultramarines. Necron's so confident of victory in this area, and now Ultramarine aggression is really paying off. Now what we've seen, James has just rolled up one of the missiles from the Storm Raven, got a hit, caused 3 wounds. So we're now on 11 wounds. And James has just scored 4 hits with the Predator Annihilator. 3+ to wound. There's going to be trouble if he rolls well.
For the Primarch and for the Emperor.
His roll. They've all wounded. They're all wounded here, right? So we need to make some saves of 6+. Tamun Ra. Oh dear. Oh dear. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it?
Each dice does d6 points of damage.
4d6 damage, ladies and gentlemen. It's the best we've seen. Yeah. And James pulls out 14 wounds from a Predator Annihilator. We told you at the start to look out for Predator Annihilators, and James has just annihilated a Necron monolith. Roll a 6, and it detonates.
It detonates.
Show me the dice. So it has. He's rolled a 6. What a way to finish there. So we get a fireworks display as well. Oh, problem. He could cause trouble against his own units. Okay, so it was a detonation just there. Rafe's not quite in range, but James did lose one of his Marines here. It was a mortal wound coming through, and he rolled a 3 for this unit, so he's lost a number of Ultramarines just there. So he has destroyed the monoliths, come at a bit of a cost up here, though, knocking the Marines down. He could have done with those extra models, but they have been removed. Nothing could stop the mortal wounds from coming through. So that's it. We'll press on here with Ultramarine shooting. There's a little bit left, but exceptionally good in this turn 4. So James remembering to do pistol fire here. No damage done from the Assault Marines against the Wraiths. So the last of the shooting there, James trying to target these with the whirlwind and no damage coming through, but not that impressive a unit really. The whirlwind hasn't really done much. No, so that's so that's an option. How many points is that?
It's round about 90 odd points.
Yeah, you could spend that on something else. Another character maybe, something like that, or half pays for a decent vehicle. So there's an option, something for James to think about. But still, definitely a strong list he has here, taking the fight to the Necrons and doing very well indeed. So nice surprise coming through at this stage in the game. So we'll go on to assaults now, some charges and Overwatch to resolve. Okay, so combats here, or charges have taken place. No damage on Overwatch. The Rhino comes crashing into the Necron Immortals. That'll deny them shooting again next turn. So James's tactics here of denying the Immortals from shooting. So good move to make just there. Then Chaplain Scipio has charged into Tam and Raps. They will get to fight it out, and crucially, James will get to fight first. And then James did try to charge this combat squad into Tam and Rap, but failed to reach into combat. Melee actually continues here between these two vehicles as they try and ram each other to death. It would take at least 40,000 years to resolve that combat. And then around here, the melee continues with the Assault Marines fighting against the two Wraiths. Their numbers depleted now, thanks to the exploding monolith, but they'll fight on. I reckon the Wraiths have the upper hand now, but we'll get these combats resolved next. So, Chaplain charging in. James gets to fight first automatically here.
2 pluses.
2+ to hit.
All hit.
God, 2 6s and a 5. Strength.
Strength, +1.
Okay.
Points of damage, -1 save.
Okay, so you're 4s to wound, actually.
1.
Oh, just the 1. Okay. Tamara does have a 4+ invuln. And what's your -1 to my AP?
-1.
Okay, so it's 4+ anyway. We pass, so no damage. The next charge is the Rhino just here.
6 to hit.
Does get a hit.
Strength 6.
Does get a wound. 3+ armor save. Failed. He has actually run over one of the Necron Immortals. He's gone. So we've resolved some of the combats here against the Rhino, causing a wound with the Necron Immortals. We consolidated or moved them in, piled them in 3 inches. Then the Ghost Ark here got a hit but failed to wound against this Rhino here. And then around the other side, the Wraiths did no damage, rolling terribly, all of their attacks missing, and then James causing 2 wounds in return. So that's an excellent result for him just there. The Wraiths will fight on in that combat. And then we have just rolled for Tamin Rai. Has scored 2 hits. One of them was a 1, and he missed, but he has got 2 hits here. Freeze to wound. Oh, they both wound on James. 4+ invulnerable save, as there'll be trouble. Do you have any rerolls left?
Nope.
And this is 2 freeze. One freeze sitting just inside the monolith there. No rerolls at all?
No.
They're all gone. Okay. So, situation here, 2 wounds caused. Now, Tamrat, the 2 wounds coming through, they each cause 2 wounds each. So that's 4 in total that will go on to Scipio the second. That means that Scipio would die because he has a wound already, he has 5 in total. But James has Tenacious Survivor Warlord. He chose that at the start of the battle. He gets 4 dice, and he will need 6s to ignore any of these ones. He's got to get a 6 or he will die.
We never yield.
Oh dear, he's rolled 2 6s. All right, so 2 more wounds dealt out there on Scipio. Scipio has lived here. He is a tenacious survivor. Okay, so combat's resolved then. Tamara fighting here, half killing Chaplain Scipio the second. So a vicious fight taking place down here. Tamara enraged at the Ultramarines with their aggression. Their Rhinos plunging into Necron units, causing chaos down on this side. So far from easily holding these objectives, the Necrons have been pushed back and held to this point here. And then across here, the Wraiths, their numbers dwindling, but so too are the Ultramarines. So this game is very, very close indeed. We'll go on to the next turn. It will be turn 5 for the Necrons. Necrons got to start thinking about sitting on top of objectives if they can. They need to start securing them because the game could end at the end of turn 5. So Necron turn 5 coming up next. Right, so Necron movement finished on their turn 5. Tamim Ra continues fighting on against Chaplain Scipio, pulling back out of combat and onto the 4-point objective for the Necron Immortals. Cryptek falling back just to here, and then the Ghost Stark falling back to retain the objective just here. So Necron's falling back now onto objectives. Didn't think we'd see that happen. Looks like Ultramarines will be able to secure this hillside that they have fought so bravely for. Around here, the melee continues against the Wraiths, and there is 0 Necron presence now on this side of the board apart from those 2 Wraiths. If those 2 go down, see one of them's already on 2 wounds, if they disappear, Ultramarines will control this entire half of the table with lots of objectives up for grabs. So things increasingly looking good for the Ultramarines, would you believe it, at this stage in the game. Having pulled back out of combat, cannot fire with those here with the rules for 8th edition. We'll just hope that Tamim Ra can slay the Defiant Chaplain, and then the objectives that we hold are enough. We'll see what this flyer can do. It's the best fire support that we have at the moment. We have taken a wound off for living metal, but still we are on mild or moderate damage of that. It'll be -1 on our ballistic skill. We're going to shooting phase next for the Necrons on turn 5. Okay, so we're going to try and death ray the Rhino here. Just 8th edition, you can fire at any angle. So just going to fire down. Maybe it represents that he's flown over and fired as he's flown over the Rhino, something like that, trying to justify the different way the rules work now. So D3 shots with the death ray. 2, that'll do. 4s to hit. Come on. Yes, got 1 at least. It's -4, so D6 points of damage. Just the 2. So 3 wounds, still a long way to go against the Rhino just there. James happy to absorb that kind of damage. Tesla Destructors.
4s.
4s to hit, yes. 2 6s though, so that's an extra 4 hits. Toughness 7.
Yeah.
4s to wound. Ooh, not bad at all. 6 saves here required, no AP minus, so 3+ saves. Might be able to cause small wounds. It does. 2 more wounds coming through. So James on 5 wounds now with that Rhino. Okay, so resolve this shooting here. The Ghost Stark did get to fire its fly ability, which means that it can pull out of combat and shoot. So it fired down here, causing 2 more wounds on this Rhino, so 7 in total. It's put James on moderate damage. Cryptek fired through, no damage done. And then, as you've seen, the Immortals couldn't shoot. So that's the shooting resolved entirely for the Necrons, with the Doomside firing down as well. Total of 7 wounds on the Rhino. So shooting resolved. Onto assaults. I don't really think we have any assaults to go ahead with. Just the ongoing melee here on top of the Sky Shield landing pad. So we'll get that resolved. That'll be the end of turn 5 for the Necrons. Okay, so we've resolved the combats here. You can see that Tamim Ra has consolidated up the hillside. He did slay Chaplain Scipio II. So in future battle reports, you have to keep a lookout for...
Chaplain Agrippa.
Oh, you've changed the name. I thought oh, right, okay. I thought it would be Chaplain Scipio III, but no, I think he's going to change the name to somebody else. So Tamim Ra moving up. So what's his name again? Chaplain Agrippa. Okay. So Tamim Ra potentially could cause trouble for the Ultramarines here. He's marching up towards this objective. It'd be hard work for him. James will count as holding if he has more models within 3 inches. So combat's resolved across here as well. The Wraiths bringing down the Sergeant with the Lightning Claws. James doing no damage in return. So now it's 2v2 in this fight. But James does have 2 combat squad Marines that could move in to within 3 inches. And James will count as holding this objective. So Ultramarines better positioned to claim objectives here if the game does end at the end of turn 5. So we'll let the Ultramarines make their move next. Right, so Rhinos on the move here, popping smoke as well for them, just to give them a bit more protection. Then holding position here, getting ready to fire with these combat Marines. Then there's a fair bit of movements taking place around here. So the Marines are closing in here, the 2 of them. So there's now 4 Vs 2 holding this objective. Then across here, Whirlwind moving out and across to claim... Oh, you've done an advanced move with him as well. Okay, so he's now claiming that objective. Tech Marine following the hovering Storm Raven here, so no doubt to try and repair more damage on that. And then the Predator Annihilator holding position. Getting ready to fire at Tamin Ra because he is the closest model. What a unbelievable move here towards the end. We could see Tamin Ra blasted off this hillside by Ultramarine. Heavy firepower. So Predator Annihilator, who said to look out for them. It could be this vehicle that takes the life of Tamin Ra in this game. We'll see. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the Ultramarines on turn 5. Okay, so it's got to be done. Predator Annihilator firing all weapons at Tamin Ra. Oh, he misses with 2.
Or toughness.
Oh, we're toughness 5. She'll be on freeze to wound. Oh, he fails with 1. 1 wound comes through. We do have a phase shifter. It's part of his inbuilt war gear. 4+. The dice dangles here. Oh. It does look like a cocked dice. Just give us a moment to deliberate here. Okay, we're both in agreement. That is a cocked dice. So we'll re-roll. We rolled a 2. I'm happy that's totally fine. Both players in agreement here. So D6 points of damage.
How many wounds do you have?
We have a fair few wounds. So we have 5 wounds here. If James scores a 5 or a 6, he will slay Tamin Ra.
You have a fair amount of wounds.
Well, no, he wouldn't be slain. It's just his bits would be blasted all across the surface of the planet here to be resurrected one day again. So here we go. No pressure.
You have a fair amount of wounds. Not anymore.
Oh dear. He has rolled a 6. Nice one, James. Do have to say that is pretty cool. All right, so you can have the pleasure of removing the model. Nice shooting from the Predator Annihilator. Excellent job. So Tamin Ra slain, that threat gone. Slay the Warlord point picked up here as well. Ultramarines, really, really good performance from them. We'll press on with the rest of their shooting here on turn 5. Okay, so rest of the shooting resolved here. What's left of the combat squads here firing down. Did well. Reduced the Necron Immortals down by 3, so 3 of them slain. Then some more wounds being caused here on the Doom side. That was fire from the rockets and the twin assault cannon firing through here against the flyer. A couple of wounds coming through. It's on a total of 9 now. Then around here, James did fire his pistols in combat. No damage done there against the Wraiths, and he restored a wound with the Tech Marine, the Storm Raven gunship, now on 9. So that is the shooting phase finished. It's been a good one. Tamin Ra has been blown to bits here and has cleared that threat away from the hill. So it looks like it's going to be a standoff now. Necron Immortals will cluster and hold on to this objective. What's left of James's combat squads will hold on to that one. This one potentially contested. The Rhinos could try and shift onto it. And then over here, Ultramarines pretty much have free reign to secure these 2 objectives, this one and this one. The smoke here, by the way, James popping smoke from the Rhino, and this objective, the Ultramarines hold it for now, but we'll resolve combats next. We'll resolve some charges as well if James has any down here. Okay, so charges going ahead. Melee's continuing on up there, and the 2 Rhinos have charged their targets here, so no damage taken on Overwatch against the Necron Immortals, and then charging in here against the Ghost Stark as well. So that's charges done. We'll get these combats resolved next. Okay, so combats resolved. No damage against the Immortals. A wound taken on the Rhino, though. 8 wounds in total. So you've put a red marker. That means you're on critical.
I'm on critical now.
Okay. Then across here, no damage either side for the 2 vehicles ploughing into each other just there. It's interesting rules now for 8th edition with vehicles being able to plunge into combat. And then across here, the Wraiths diced up the Assault Marines. It's 2 models each now on top of this objective, and then the Necrons have a turn in hand if we do indeed go on to turn 6. So an exceptionally tight game here in our 3rd battle report for Warhammer 40,000 8th edition. It's been the best one so far, I reckon, as we've gradually got used to the rules. Okay, so we'll let James roll up to see if the game continues. Games have been ending early here with some 1s and 2s being rolled. Will James do it again? I'm not sure if he wants to. I'm not sure the exact score at the moment. I think he's in a pretty good shape. So we'll see. Just roll a dice. Let's see what happens.
It is in the will of the Emperor.
Oh, no, we will go on to turn 6. Turn 6 coming up for the Necrons. Okay, so movement done. Staying in combat here. We can't shoot anyway, so just going to stay in combat against the Rhino. We did get one of the Immortals back from Reanimation Protocols. Then the Ghost Ark shifting across, getting to within 3 inches, but we still didn't resurrect any more at the end of our movement phase. Just with the Repair Barge special rule. Cryptek holding here. We did pull out of combat, by the way, just within 3 inches of the objective just there. Cryptek just within 3 inches of the objective just there. Pivoting and moving in this direction. If we can get a kill here and detonate this, it would take a lot to do it, but that would deny James 2 points just there, and then get ready to charge here with the Wraiths, who could wipe out the Marines here and claim 2 points here. So the Necrons, as we've seen in 7th edition, you think you have them beaten, and then they come back again to frustrate their foe and steal victory at the end. There's a possibility they could do this here on turn 6. For them, we'll go on to the shooting phase next. Okay, so shooting for the Necrons here. We did get a hit coming through with one of the Death Ray shots. Caused 4 hull points. No damage from Tesla Destructors, so James still alive and well on that objective. Then here we fired a broadside up with the flare arrays and caused a number of wounds. James on 12 wounds now with the Storm Raven gunship, but still alive just there. No damage on this Rhino, no damage on the other one. So shooting phase finished now for the Necrons on their 6th turn. We'll go on to assaults next. There's none. No, the only place where we have assaults is the Wraiths charging in just up here. So let James resolve his Overwatch and then charge in perhaps for the final combat on top of this platform. Alright, so no damage on Overwatch. Combat will go ahead on top of the platform there, and the ongoing melee just down here. So combat's resolved down here. No damage against each other here. So James's Ultramarines Rhino still in critical damage, but not destroyed yet. And the Immortals continue to hold their position where they are. And then around here, Wraiths went first. They charged and managed to wipe out the Marines on top. So Wraiths now control this objective in a late resurge from the Necrons at the end of this game. We'll let James go on to his 6th turn. He's got to think carefully here. Necrons now holding 1, 2, 3 objectives, one of them the superior objective at 4 points. So we'll give James a bit of time. He's got to think how best to deal with this situation. Okay, so movement for the Ultramarines. James descending down the hill with this combat squad, going after this objective here. Reckons maybe he can take out Necron Immortals somehow, because they are locked in combat there, so not sure about that move. He has done an advance move with them as well. They're just shifting along an inch, so they've reached to there. The lone heavy bolter holding this objective here, and they're moving down with the melter gun, probably to fire at the Ghost Ark just here. Rhino just sitting at the foot of the hill just here. Predator Annihilator maintaining his position, multiple targets for him. Storm Raven gunship hovering across. Tech Marine just behind to repair, and then James will attempt to try and hose down the Wraiths that are holding this objective. He's hoping that firepower will reduce these down. So we'll go on to shooting next for the Ultramarines on turn 6. Okay, so shooting resolved here. A Predator round coming through caused 6 hull points. Quantum shielding, we rolled a 6, so didn't block that one, which was a shame. Another penetrating hit coming through from the melter gun here. Quantum shielding did block that one, so that damage hasn't come through. A wound caused from heavy bolter fire coming through, so a total of 7 wounds on the Ghost Ark here, out of 14 in total. Locked in combat here, this squad ran, and then mission accomplished for James. Well done to him. He has taken out the Wraiths from the objective just here, so denying those 2 points to the Necrons, and it has cleared the Necrons out of this area, except for the flyer that is above. There's no Necrons in this half of the table. In fact, there's not much left of the Necrons. It's really just here, the Ghost Ark the Immortals and the Cryptek left, I was going to say alive, but left functioning. That would be the correct term. So that is shooting finished. We're going to charges and assaults next. So charges, there's none really. So we've just gone straight into this combat. It's been resolved. No damage done either side. So that is combat's resolved here on Ultramarine turn 6. So with combat's resolved, we'll roll up to see if we go on to turn 7. It is a possibility. We'll let James roll. He needs a 4+. We'll get
Primarch and for our reputation.
I think he'll be happy to just end it here, but we'll see what he gets.
For our reputation. Yes!
He's rolled a 2 and he's happy. Okay, so the game ends there at turn 6. Reckon Ultramarines have victory here, but not sure. We'll have to calculate victory points. Necrons have 6 down here, so they have scored a fair amount of points here. Okay, so calculating victory points here. We know the score. So, oh dear. It's hard to count this up here. 4 victory points here for the Necrons. They do hold this objective. The superior objective is held by the Necron Immortals. 4 points. They do hold this one. That is 6 points in total. Then for the Ultramarines, they do secure this objective here, so 2 points. This one is secure, but it's an inferior objective. That's 1 point. This one is held by the Ultramarines. That's 2 points. It's 6-5 to the Necrons at the moment. James cleared this objective, but is not able to claim it for himself. So I reckon he could have done with turn 7. He needed that turn 7, but he did roll a 2. So 7-5 to the 6-5 to the Necrons at the moment. Then Linebreaker, we reckon neither side has claimed it. James quite close here with the Rhino. 6 inches in coming across, we reckon he's not going to have it. It's not even that steep an angle. It's sort of like this, so he's a good few inches away from that. Necrons have no units to try and claim Linebreaker, so still 6-5 the score. Slay the Warlord was picked up by both sides, so 7-6 the score to the Necrons, and then Necrons did achieve first blood. That is 8-6 the final score to the Necrons. Would you believe it? Ultramarines has done so well, but Necrons have snatched victory at the very, very end. So yeah, we've just double checked here. It is 8-6 to the Necrons. They have achieved victory. Turn 7, we could surmise what may have happened if James had have taken out the Ghost Ark here. But well, it's Necron turn, isn't it? They would have got to go. So very hard to say. Not really much firepower left for them. The Doom Scythe could have caused trouble. James's turn, if he'd have taken out the Ghost Ark here, which he had a chance. Look, Predator Annihilator could have done it. Maybe the Rhino moving up, if that was destroyed, just to contest that objective. That would deny the Necrons 2 points. Then James moving the Storm Raven on top of the objective. He could have picked up 2 points there, but it's all theoretical at this point here. But Necrons, frustratingly for the Ultramarines, one of the best displays of gallantry that we've seen from them, but it just hasn't quite been enough. Necrons have edged ahead and claimed their second victory here. That will put them at the top. There's still plenty more armies to have a go at 8th edition here, but for now, Necrons are the champions. So it's a good fun game. The game just got better and better as the game went on, which was great fun for us playing it here. I'm sure it's been entertaining for you to watch as well. We thought the Ultramarines had done enough to achieve victory, but it wasn't quite enough. The Necrons focusing on, and rightly so, the superior objective, and that at the end of the day, that is what won them the game. But a great game, a classic matchup here, and great to see these two armies fighting it out here in 8th edition. But in this battle, the Necrons have seized victory. Great game. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Okay, so units of the game. James is going to give it to the Predator Annihilator. It did particularly well. It didn't move all game, just blasted away at everything, causing trouble for the Necron units. Special mention to the Storm Raven gunship and his buddy, the Tech Marine as well. It did do well. It survived, got repaired, and then did influence the game with some pretty good shooting. For the Necrons, going to give it to the Doomsday. He survived the entire game and did provide some pretty decent fire support throughout the game. So that is units of the game for both sides.